55 years ago, on the 2nd of December 1967, 9 young men who were passionate for classical music founded the Tabernacles, headed by the founder conductor, late Mr. Kenneth V Gibson. What was a humble beginning for a group of 9 boys and 7 girls serving God with their talents has slowly grown to more than 50 singers and musicians, rendering rich Christian Western classical pieces and anthems from various composers like Steiner, Maunder, and many other well-renowned composers.
But to start with, it was a very simple journey, but as it proceeded, as it continued years after year, year after year, it was a tough journey.
50 years is not an easy thing. I have seen groups mushrooming and staying for maximum about 10 years, and they have had their natural death.
Initially, of course, it was brothers and sisters, cousins. So the atmosphere was different. All of us knew each other, all of us liked each other, and we were very casual together. But gradually over the 50 years, this changed and new people came in. But still, the camaraderie was there.
I'm just singing only for the past 9 years. That's big, and my singing is a part of my life.
From past 55 years, they've been singing, and something which would bring glory and honor to the Lord through singing. That is what Tabernacles is all about.
Every year, consistently, the Tabernacles have been putting up a grandeur of classical music. Even the period of COVID did not deter them, as they held a virtual concert for those who eagerly look forward to their glorious singing every Christmas. The Tabernacles, inspired by their motto, Service Through Singing, take the proceeds of the concert and give back to the community every year by blessing a children's home or an old age home in need.
The Bible talks about generous giving, and we, the Tabernacles, take this seriously. And every year, the offerings, whatever we receive during our concerts, we give it to the social cause. And this is our service through singing.
The heart of Tabernacles lies in its motto, service through singing. And the service that Tabernacles extends to the people is not just during Christmas, that is spreading joy, peace and good cheer, but also when people are in grief. We, through our songs, through our hymns, we encourage them, we comfort them, console them.
After the passing of Kenneth V Gibson, the group continues its traditional concerts every year, led by their young and dynamic conductor Zubin Gibson.
Little did I know that I would move into being a conductor, and these are big shoes to fill in, and I never even dreamt or expected that. Since the time Dad has passed away, the kind of hard work that has come in from both the singers, musicians and myself, I think we all had to kind of put in a lot of efforts to kind of bring back a lot of things and put together a lot of things.
The Tabernacles encourages all age groups of musicians, from old to young. All of them enjoy being a part of the group.
I'm very passionate about music, and I love classical music. So Tabs is a wonderful platform where you can learn classical music and where you can grow in music. So I chose to be a part of Tabs.
In an age where classical music is dying, it's really a great initiative taken by the Tabernacles since the past 50 years to keep it alive. And I'm really happy and blessed to be a part of Tabs.
So it's been almost like 13 years I'm with Tabs, and this has given me a great opportunity to mold my voice. And in these days and years where you see the classical singing being faded away, but then through Tabs I see a lively version of classical singing coming live, and Zubin, as he helps the youth on molding the voices, and he teaches a lot of classical numbers. Through our vocals, we are proclaiming the word of God and spreading the love, joy and happiness.
All of the Tabernacles music has been archived on their YouTube channel, and you can follow updates on their Instagram and Facebook pages. 55 years ago, those young 9 passionate musicians would not have guessed how far into the hallway of time their music would echo.
Like I always say, it is only God's grace because of which this group has been able to sustain for 55 long years. The dream those 9 boys had in the year 1967 was able to sustain thus far only because of the commitment of not just the singers, but a special note of mention to all the family members who have been supporting our singers, the parents, the siblings, the spouses. A big thank you from me for supporting all of us, and of course our well-wishers and donors, without whom we would not have been able to sustain thus far.
This is the evergreen history of the Tabernacles. Today, before you sit back and enjoy this time of music and celebration together, here is the history of today's renditions and their composers.
We, the Tabernacles, wish to celebrate God's faithfulness with the melodies of a musician who sold over 5 million copies of his music in the early 1900s. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm referring to Caleb Simper, a prolific composer of Victorian church music. Caleb Simper was a humble musician with simplistic choral works were widely popular in the churches in England. I have personally enjoyed some of Simper's Christmas carols and anthems and have sensed similarities or resemblances to the musical works of Maunders and Stainers. Born in Wiltshire in 1857, Simper was largely self-taught, although he was ignored by the musical elite of his time and is now almost forgotten. Simper wrote about 162 anthems under his own name and many others under a pseudonym of Edwin A. Clare, most of which were very popular. Among Simper's large works are the cantatas, The Rolling Seasons, which he composed in 1897, and The Nativity of Christ, which he composed in 1898, which the Tabernacles would be rendering. It's a very sad state that the Twin Cities are going through a phase where Western classical music is slowly fading. But as a group, this is our attempt that we would want to do everything it takes to keep this music alive.